All right, guys. So we are here today. Fed Minutes report. We have the FOMC Minutes report at 2 p.m. That is basically going to be going over the previous Fed meeting where they paused. They didn't raise rates the last FOMC cycle. And so today they're going to give us a 12-page breakdown into why they chose to make that decision. We'll see if they have any justification for potentially raising rates again this next 6-week cycle. To see if they do that, that will obviously mean they are fearing inflation and that they did just pause. We'll see if it was actual pause. They said they're going to raise rates 2 more during this year. And so once they do that next Fed meeting, we'll see if what kind of stance they're going to have on monetary policy. Let me check out the chat. What's up, Shepard, Johnny, Kay, David? Sorry, I'm getting the fans set up on my end. It's hot over here in Michigan. It's hotter in Texas, but it's definitely hot here. But yeah, Nvidia is up today. We had an Apple short where we shorted Apple this morning, if you guys remember. The last time I looked at it, it was looking pretty good. I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm green on it. Yeah, I'm nicely green. I shorted it at around 192.50, and it's at 191 today. So really good short. I did it on Moomoo. I'm pretty sure. Let me make sure. Let me see. Yeah, we're up in that one, which is nice. Not a huge trade, though. Everything else is kind of flat. Disney, we're down a little bit on our swing trade, but we took profit on Monday, and so we're still good there. I'm going to have to go grab some caffeine for sure. Yeah, it's hot here. I got like some fans surrounding me, so it's not that bad, but it's definitely hot. But yeah, we'll see if we get some more trades involved here. You know, again, the FOMC Minutes report drops at 2 p.m., so we still got about 45 minutes or so. I'm actually in Eastern Standard Time for once, which is very rare. Most of the time I'm in Central Time, and so here in Michigan, I can actually enjoy technically waking up an hour later, because in Texas time, I usually have to get up at like 4:45. Here, I got to get up at 6 or like 5:45, so I get technically an extra hour. I mean to ask you, John, how come you don't have a New Orleans accent? Because I'm not from New Orleans. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which is like an hour away from New Orleans. And so again, my accent, it's kind of gone away. I've been in Texas now for 10 years, you know, but you can sometimes hear it. It depends on what I say. I'm in Michigan right now, and they can definitely hear it more than maybe other people from the South do, you know. 102 here in Appalachian, New York. Really, that far north, it's 102? That's hot. I don't know what it is in Houston. Let me see. Wait, 87 in Houston, so it's actually warmer here in Michigan right now. Okay, so it's actually the same temperature here that it is in Houston. 78 in Baton Rouge because it's rainy. What is the meeting? So there's no meeting. Today is just a recap on why they chose to make the last Fed decision that they did, which is, again, if you remember the last rate hike decision, they paused. So today's is just going to be basically a recap on why they chose to pause during the last cycle. Plus, like, they're going to answer some stuff on maybe they're going to answer some stuff on what they might do at the next meeting. Which, when was the last one? The last one was a couple weeks ago. So the next one will be in like a month from now. Carol's here.
Hey, everyone.
It's 80 degrees in LA. Yeah, it feels hot. I think I just don't have AC in this room. Hey, baby, you want to grab me that fan right there? Like, you see the one on that table? I think it's probably going to be better. No, not that one. The one in there. Yeah. Nope, not that one. The one behind that. I got, like, a lot of fans set up. Nope, not that one. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. Yeah. But no, look, you see there's another one behind you there. But this is good. These two are fine. Yeah. 90 and humid at the Jersey Shore. That's cool, man. Yeah, I figured I'd be a little bit cooler up north, but definitely not. I mean, we're cooler for sure up here, but it's not cool. Better way to put it.
We had a few cool days.
It's nice up here. We saw like baby turkeys You know, we did see baby turkeys in like a turkey family, which you would never see in Louisiana, you know, really.
It was smoky for the first few days when we were here. It was like rainy and smoky.
Hot coffee on a hot day is awesome. Yeah, speaking of that, hey, can you do me a favor and grab some type? I have that Mountain Dew in the fridge, but like Mountain Dews, they've got so much sugar in them. It's like now that I'm older, I feel guilty drinking a Mountain Dew. I really do. I feel bad. I'll eat ice cream all day, but if I drink a Mountain Dew, you know.
Yeah, don't drink Mountain Dew. What else I can get?
We have coffee.
I can make you some
coffee.
There's
you made me like.
There's also green tea. There's jasmine tea.
I'll take a green tea. Yeah. That's probably the healthiest option, right? Yeah, we've been eating here. Anyways, the FOMC meeting minutes report. It's not an actual meeting. Again, it's a recap of. They're going to put out a PDF file that's like 12 pages. Where does gold go in the FOMC? Again, the last time they did this meeting, they paused. So, you know, they're pausing during the last cycle. Might mean that they say some optimistic things during this report. We really don't know, though. Nobody knows. Nobody knows how the market's going to react or if the market will react. Typically, we get some volatility from this report, but it's certainly not like a given that we're going to get a lot of volatility. I've seen a lot of them that it's kind of it's just a neutral reaction where we really don't move much at all from this report. And then I've also seen ones where we've had the report and we've had like a lot of volatility from it. So it's really like not a for sure thing. Let me unlock the trading here. Let me move this over, actually. Hold on, let me unlock trading real quick. Just in case, I'm not going to put that on the screen. Hold on. All right. Just unlocked it real quick. There we go. I have a question. Do you think the market will pump if it's under 25 points or what exactly? So this is not a rate hike decision. This is not a rate hike or a rate decision whatsoever. This is just a recap of the last one. Okay, so every 6 weeks, the Fed raises, lowers, or pauses interest rates. They make that decision every 6 weeks. After each decision, 3 weeks later, a PDF file called the Fed Minutes or the FOMC Minutes or whatever you want to call it goes live, detailing to some extent why they chose to make the decision that they did during the last Fed meeting. That's what this is. It's a report that goes live at 2 p.m. Every 6 weeks. Again, a couple weeks after the FOMC Minutes report. And, you know, again, sometimes we get volatility from it. It's not a for sure given thing. Let me find the website for you so we can see why. Or so I can show you where you'll find it. Yeah, because I'll show you how to find it yourself. I'm also going to read it live. I'm going to give you the cliff notes on stream so you'll know exactly, you know exactly what's going on with it if you tune into the channel. So it goes live in about 41 minutes. Are you trading after the meeting or no? I might trade during the meeting off of some volatility, but that can be risky. If I do, it's going to be small size for sure. It's not going to be anything major. And you kind of have to scale down size for volatility in these situations because, you know, if not, you're just risking too much. Rivian at 84.5 million today, just waiting for 2 p.m. to fire. Yeah, maybe market will go up or down on impact. We don't know. We don't know what it's going to say. We're going to have to wait, read it, get cliff notes from it, watch how the market reacts. You know, it depends on what Jerome Powell and the rest of the Fed say during that meeting. Market will go up or down on impact, itching for a little scalp on Meta. Yeah, Meta ripped up a lot today. And again, I'm in a Disney short still, or not a Disney short, an Apple short, and that's treating me really, well today too. So we're still a little red in stocks, but not that bad. But yeah, so I made some from an Apple short. I'm still in it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I'm greening futures on the combine, and we still got 40 minutes, guys. So again, subscribe if you haven't yet. Let me look at Rivian. I see Nvidia. Let me go to the rest of the day. Make sure we're fully caught up. Yep. All right, so there's Nvidia. Let's look at Rivian. Yeah, Rivian gapped up a lot on, or it's up a lot over the last few days, right? Yeah, Rivian up to 20. So Rivian's moving. Bankers want to show in the summer the Fed will hook. Pump's too close. I'll grab in the money put for possible gap down tomorrow open. Feels like Apple wants to breach 200 this summer. Apple's strong. I think Apple is one of my favorite long-term stocks because I think like every time you invest in a company, you have to think about the future, like how potentially viable it's going to be for the long-term future, you know. And I think when you do that with Apple, it's one of the more obvious ones that's probably going to be fine. Microsoft's still fine as well, but they, you know, CEOs change and you know, but people are still obviously using Microsoft a bunch. Stuff like Coca-Cola is fine in that regard, where you're pretty confident investing in it. I just think Apple, when you put that same argument to Apple, it's a very obvious, like long-term good company. But we'll see. You never know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm trying to see when I should cover. All right. Oh, so here's how you find the FOMC. All right, so you can see the last Fed meeting was on June 13th and 14th. Today's minutes report is going to show up right here. So at 2 p.m., you know, just refresh this page. The minutes report will show up right there. You can either click the HTML or the PDF. So if I want to go to, like, say, the HTML here, which means it's just going to open it up in a web page for you instead of a download to a PDF. You can go down, you can kind of see what they're saying. They just kind of give a lot of details, developments in markets, staff review of the economic situation, staff economic outlook, participants' views on current conditions and the economic outlook, and a bunch of other stuff. So it's just going to detail, and again, I'll give you cliff notes. It's going to be a long read, and there's a few like specific spots that you want to look for in it that give you some information on what they might do in the next cycle, which is in about a month from now. That was about the next one will probably be in about 3.5 weeks, 3 weeks, it seems like. I know CPI comes out pretty soon. Let me look up what the date for the next CPI report. July 12th. So it's always on the 11th or 12th for the most part for CPI. So July 12th. So that is in exactly a week from now, CPI is going to drop. And that's important as well. We'll see what happens there. Sorry. Echo for a second. What's up, Douglas? Jonathan itching for a scalp on Meta. Pumps too close. I'll grab in the money put. Possible gap down tomorrow. Open. Feel like Apple wants to breach. Yeah. Meta is another one of those ones that, like, they're coming out with a competitor to Twitter, they say. But I think these things are kind of hit or miss, you know. Even if it's the perfect competitor to Twitter, it's still going to be a struggle, I think, to thank you. I still think it's going to be a struggle to compete because an already established company is already established, but they do have the benefit of being Facebook, and so they're going to be able to funnel people to it just like they did Instagram. Okay. But yeah, Topstep put out an announcement this morning that said they got rid of the daily withdrawal limit, or the 50% limit. Now you can withdraw 100% of your account after 30 days of profit with them. And I think that's a great move too, with the new update. Let me put this on Twitter. I haven't done a Twitter post. That's the Donald Duck song. platform to use to trade crypto on? I use a couple of different ones. I use Coinbase. I use BitGet to trade crypto. All right. Platform do you trade cryptos on? All right, sorry, my daughter was talking to me. What's up, Kay? $30 potentially Fed may hold rate hike or may go with 50 basis points. Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? I'm going to do a poll right now, and I'm going to ask you guys what you think the Fed's going to do at the next meeting. One second. $50 would be a shock. Yeah, for sure. If they raise rates 50 basis points. The question is, like, they said they're going to raise rates twice more this year. If they do, how much are they going to raise rates? It's probably going to be 25. They've already been pretty hawkish over the last year, so it's probably going to be 25 basis points is my guess. Rate hike at the next one. I think there's also a good chance that they skip as well. I think there's a good shot that they just skip a rate hike altogether during the next one, but who knows, man? We don't really know for sure. Hold on one second. All right. Yeah, 50 would be a shock. Yeah, so the report goes live in 31 minutes. So far on Twitter, we got a decent amount of votes. 58.8% are bullish, 41.2% are bearish. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure what they're going to do. I think it's probably they're probably going to do 25 basis point hike. Let me look at what let's look at what the CME Watch tool says about what the Fed's going to do. So they say, okay, so there is a 88.7% chance that they are going to raise rates 25 basis points. That's what I figured they would. They're going to go from 525 to 550, most likely at the next one. There's about 11.3% of votes or chances that they're going to skip again. And I think either one of them is possible. FOMC going to fly? I don't know. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it goes down. We don't know. We're just going to have to read it. Mullen is up 60% today. Too bad it's 8 cents a share, but it's up. Hey, green is green, I guess. But yeah. Let's look at the polls here. So 56% said they're going to raise rates on our YouTube poll. 33% said skip again, and 13% said I don't know. And yeah, y'all hit the like button. Do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. We cover all the big stuff: FOMC minutes, rate hike decisions, Jerome Powell press conferences, CPI, PPI, jobless claims tomorrow. Unemployment and non-farm payrolls on Friday. We also have tomorrow the non-farm employment change data coming out, and all of this stuff could move markets. We'll see, but we're going to cover it all. Yeah, so we're still in our short on Apple. I'm just going to cut it and get out. I got like 7 shares left after scaling out of it. I'll take it, I don't know how many shares I bought total in the trade, but a little bitty short position. But I'm still learning the platform. Sorry, Kyril's talking to me. They won't say skip; it would be called an extended pause. Yeah, probably. Probably. We'll see what they do. I think they'll probably raise rates. That's what I think. It's all about like how they speak during the Fed meetings. And if you looked at this last meeting, they were very adamant about how this wasn't the end of rate hikes this year. They were very adamant about it, how it wasn't the end of rate hikes. And so what that means is, there's only 4 cycles left this year, so which means that they're going to raise rates on 2 of the cycles, and so if they go balanced, last time they paused, this next one they could raise, the next time they could pause, and then the next time they could raise again. That would be balanced. They might have 3 left, actually. And if that's the case, I think it's 4, though. I'll have to look at a calendar to see how many 6-week cycles we have left. But point is, they could balance it and raise next and then pause and so forth. Mullen. Somebody's saying Mullen, man. It's been so long since I looked at the stock Mullen. I remember Mullen's up. It's up to 16 cents. I mean, hey, let it fly. I'm rooting for it, man. I'm not really investing in it. And listen, we can make fun, but it's still a big company. It's all relative, I guess. If you look at what's the market cap of Mullen? Mullen's got 107 million market cap. That's a big company. Now it's not huge, but relative to some of the stocks we talk about here, it's very small. Looking at our polls on Twitter, 55% of people said bullish, 44.8% said bearish. So close. All right. Sorry. I think they skip again, then raise. Yeah, I think so too. I don't think they skip again, actually. I'm sorry. I think they raise again and then skip the next one. I'm actually the opposite of you, Paul. But I think they'll probably raise this next one and then skip and then raise. And then that would be 2, and then they might skip for the rest of the year. That's the most likely outcome, I think. Let's see, wake it up. Is it really? It's back up to 280s. It's kind of flat today. It's choppy, and a lot of people expected us to be choppy, because it's a holiday weekend. I mean, this might give us some volatility, but I bet it's still going to be a little bit less than typical. I hope not. I hope we get a ton of views and everything's great, but it is kind of middle of summer, right after the 4th of July. So I'm going to change this music. I'm using just generic music here. Hey, Cappy. What about euro US dollar? I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what the dollar index does as well doing all of this. I can put the dollar index up on a different service, but let me check the poll numbers. Yeah, I mean, majority of people think they're going to raise rates. That's kind of what the CME tool said as well. It said the CME tool was even more polarized with the 89%, basically 88.7. Say we're going to raise rates. If you look at the CME tool here, you'll see what I mean. So basically, it's very probable that they're going to raise rates during the next cycle from 50, they're 525 to 550. Very small chance that they're not going to raise rates during the next cycle. It's just very probable that that's what they're going to do. So yeah, I mean, it's of course it's always possible. Any like surprise is always possible, but it's just not. It's not very likely in terms of probabilities. It's just not most likely not going to happen. The up dog joke. See, part of me loves that reference because my family is like my Carol watches The Office every night before bed. And I've heard that joke before I saw The Office, but everybody knows the joke. But like every day we've had the up dog joke. Is it you, the same person that's been saying it, or has it been different people saying the up dog joke every day? I'm genuinely curious. Let me see. Okay, so you said it a couple days ago. So did somebody else say the up dog joke? What is it? Okay, no, maybe it was just you. Oh, no, there was somebody else that said it too here. So it was you and somebody else. Just randomly came into this chat, excited to see what this does to the market. Yeah, I mean, we'll see, Mike. It could do a lot. It could do a little bit. A lot of the time it's choppy and flat, but we'll get more volatility. So it drops at 2 p.m. in about 21 minutes. We're going to get more volatility than we would normally get at 2 p.m. In the market than typical. So it'll be a little bit above normal. We know that. But sometimes when the market's flat, regardless of whether the FOMC Fed minutes or FOMC meeting minutes comes out, sometimes it's just flat. And I've seen that too. So if we look at stocks, we have SPY moving down on the day. No, the SPY's up. SPY's pretty flat. It looks like slightly down relative to yesterday. Here's yesterday's level. We are currently right around there. So we're down slightly on the day, but it's not a huge red day or anything. It looks like it's pretty flat now. So here was yesterday right here. And here's today. So we're down slightly. Tesla. Here, this song too. This song. Yeah, sorry. This is an old playlist. It just kind of plays. I can put some older stuff on. Let me find it. Levi's earnings tomorrow. I think it'll jump at close. Maybe. Depends. We've had a lot of like chop today. It's been big range in some stuff like Disney or Apple, but it's still a lot of choppiness. The holiday weekend. We do have a bunch of economic, stuff that could spark volatility coming out. Like tomorrow we have jobless claims, the non-farm employment change data, and I think like some other stuff. And then Friday we have unemployment, non-farm payroll data, and I think import exports and a couple other things too. So we actually have a good bit at the end of this week, tomorrow and Friday. Today's the first day after the 4th of July. I think there's a lot of people probably still hungover and stuff today. So it's going to be typically it's going to be a day of lower liquidity, but the FOMC meeting minutes could, help that. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think. How about gold? Let me put gold up. Let me see. don't know what kind of futures these are. These might be. I don't think it shows me futures here. Otis / GC. There's a lot of different options. But jobless claims, I feel, should be better than expected. Yeah, so jobless claims are expected. I could just put the ETF GLD up if that's better. Okay, here's a gold ETF right here. I think if inflation still continues to trend down and unemployment goes up, then we'll be likely to see a skip. Yeah, I think it's pretty likely. We only have about 3 weeks. So they have it every 6 weeks. The last one was like 3 weeks ago. We got another 3 weeks until we figure out what they're going to do. I think it's pretty probable they raise rates. I think that's what the market's going to be getting baked into potentially over the next couple weeks. We also have earnings coming out in a couple weeks as well. So like in about 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to get earnings. We're going to get the FOMC meeting. Next week, we got CPI. So we got a lot of stuff coming out over the next few weeks that might make the market a little bit more volatile than it has been. Is the NASDAQ 100 buy or sell? I'm not sure. I trade the NQ, but I don't know whether it's a buy or sell right now. Here's the SPY. Here's Tesla on the left. Sorry, I'm going to go back to some of these older songs. Can't wait for earnings. Yeah, Tesla earnings are going to start it off on the 19th. Apple earnings should push it to 200. Let me see when Apple earnings are. I don't know where. August 3rd is Apple. So Apple's still got like a little bit less than a month. Yeah. Carol made me some tea. That's nice. Powell is hawkish. Yeah, he's definitely been more hawkish lately. That's for sure. I agree there. Yeah, it's in 15 minutes. Powell doesn't talk in 15 minutes, Wizard. The FOMC Minutes report goes live in 15 minutes. And then I'm going to cover the cliff notes of what happens. I'll read some of it, and we'll watch the market react is really what we're going to do. We're going to put up just 2 charts, the SPY and maybe gold or something like that, maybe crypto when it goes live. Yeah, the Dixie and the dollar usually have an inverse correlation with market activity. Who said that? Let me see. Hey, nice, Jeremy. IOC. So yeah, the dollar index currently is up today as the market drops a little bit. So Disney's down. We got Tesla slightly green. The market's mostly flat, but slightly red. Gold is down. I think gold's down. Let me see. Gold's up a little bit. Gold's basically flat from yesterday, maybe a little red. The 10 years up. Do you think the market will go down after the Fed minutes? I really don't know. I think rates will be skipped again. How about crude? What's the symbol for crude? Is it CL? CL is the symbol. GC is gold. CL is crude, right? All right, so there. Oh, wait, let me try this. Hold on. To get up crude oil futures, I could type CL main. Can I type GC main? Gold futures. Okay, there. Look, here's gold. Okay, I figured it out. Now I figured out how to pull futures up. Here's gold right here. Here's gold. Here's the SPY. If I want to put up, I get the dollar index futures. Let me see. Oh, that doesn't work. All right, I get crypto futures. Okay, nice. All right, so here's Bitcoin on the left, gold on the right, SPY in the middle. All right, that works. Skip the further raise next 15 minutes. Yeah, it's a slow week, man. The market's flat. It's choppy. There's just not a lot of stuff going on. I think this is an intense day. Kind of. Not super intense. Gold not going here or there. Yeah. I mean, it might move a little bit. We don't know. I could label it too if you guys want, but let me get rid of that. I'll try to draw. Gold. BTC. That's my writing is horrible, but people get it. There you go. Gold, Bitcoin. Dollar goes down if tend to go up. We'll have eventually sticks up there. So yeah, I'm not sure what you mean there. Gold. I'm all in on the short queue from today. So you're shorting the market. Fed will give mixed statements. Yeah, probably. Check the 10-year yield. Any idea on Bitcoin? Bitcoin, it depends. So Bitcoin tends to follow the market for the most part. Sometimes it'll have an inverse correlation. Like Bitcoin will follow the market unless there's some broader crypto news that's influencing its price action. Or sometimes bank weakness can have an inverse effect on crypto. So there's a lot of different like correlations with crypto, but that's basically it. So like bank weakness is good for Bitcoin, typically. The market doing well generally is good for Bitcoin. Banks doing poorly is good for Bitcoin. And so a lot of the time, the dollar and Bitcoin will have an inverse correlation as well, because similar to the S&P. They're inflationary hedges, and so the S&P hedges against inflation. Bitcoin does as well. So they move similarly, but they have different. They react differently to news, of course. It's so small. I'm just trying to make it bigger, and a lot of people might not know what GC main means. Like, I guess it says gold futures here. Yeah, so I guess you do see it here. There you go. Definitely top 3 drawers in the world right now. Gold at 2000. Yeah, gold's at 1927 right now. 1,927. I heard ETH was doing well. And so here's ETH futures. Yeah, I heard ETH was about to break 2K. That's good. Let's 3-minute chart. Let's look at a 5-day chart. 1 yearly chart. Still down a bit. Since 2023. 2023 is that. So ETH's had a really good year. So it started off the year basically at 1,000. It's basically 100% up since January. Tesla up to 300. Is it really? Let me see. No, it's at 280s. I mean, Tesla's had a good year, but it hasn't done much since the market opened. What I read, there's barely any put options on ETH. So yeah, it's extremely bullish. What broker is the one you're using? I'm using Moomoo. Yeah, Moomoo is like, I switched from TOS because it's just, again, number one, they're sponsoring me, but number two, I can actually trade in pre-market, which is what I was trying to do. Like, I'd like to trade in pre-market. They've got great scanners. You can see, they have. Let me show you. Let me find it. I had a bunch of different screens here. It's just really nice. Look at this. You get like press releases, news, trade systems. I can look at like PE ratios here. I can build a watch list here. I can see like these nice little scanners. You open up an account as well right now. You get a free stock. You get 5 free stocks if you deposit at least $100. If you deposit at least $1,000, you get 15. And I got like Palantir and stuff. If you open up an account and deposit over 5K, you get a free share of Google or Tesla plus those 15 free stocks. And I did get Tesla too, which I'm excited about. And Tesla has appreciated some since I got it as well. It's one of the more, it's probably the best stock I could get if I'm getting a free stock from a company. And so again, if you want to check out Moomoo, again, they are a sponsor of mine. And so I'm certainly biased in their favor, but I'll put this up. And it's a good way to help support the channel too, because we put out mostly free content. There's the link. Gold, got you here. Let me put What is gold? Gold is GC. There you go. So gold is at 1,927. SPY at 443.30s. Tesla at 280.75. Yeah, we're just gonna get rid of that guy. Good day to you, sir. The internet's full of some weird people, man. Y'all see what he was saying? Hey, listen, if that's how he's spending his life, I can't judge you, man. You know, do your thing, bro. But you're getting banned from here. Buy or sell? I don't know whether we should buy or sell. I really don't know. The market is kind of flat right now. It's slightly red. It's up a lot. I will say the market is up a ton over the last 8, 9, 10 months. Market's been pushing up. We're at 440s right now. The lifetime highs are at 480s on the SPY. So on the S&P 500, we're close to all-time highs. Not super close, but we could hit those, sometime if we keep pushing up. I'm not saying we will, of course. In my opinion, I think we could be a little extended on the upside now. And I think we could see some pullbacks, but you never really know. We'll have to see what happens. Bitcoin's been between 30 and 32K for weeks now, right? No, it's all good, point. Yeah, no worries, man. Are you expecting a rate hike? I expect them to raise rates during the next cycle, but this is not a rate hike decision, guys. So this is not a rate hike decision. This is not a rate hike decision. This is a report that goes live. Go to 1800s. Always make me think of Fez from that 70 show. I said good day. Yeah, really, it's from Willy Wonka. I said good day, sir. My son had a little whistle too. I couldn't grab the whistle, and every time I banned somebody, it'd be Willy Wonka. Maybe one day, that's what I'm aspiring to right now. I think it's time to sell. Yeah, I think we could be a little extended up there. Gold won't be below 1850. Yeah, we got like 6 minutes left. Please give accurate news. We do, man. That's all we do. So the report is out. No, the report drops in 6 minutes. And we'll cover the report when it goes live. I'll also put it up in chat. Hold on. A report based on previous info, yes. Yeah, it's a recap from the last rate hike. Yeah, that's what it is. Got about 6 minutes, 5.5. And again, we'll cover it. This is how you find it. I showed you guys earlier. So here's the last Fed meeting, the June 13th and 14th Fed meeting. This report's going to show up right here. That's where the report's going to show up. And then it'll detail basically what the Fed decides to do, or what the Fed did during the last meeting, why they chose to make that decision, all that stuff. We'll put out cliff notes as it happens to kind of break down, and then we'll watch the market volatility from it is what we're going to do. Impact on crypto? I'm not sure. It depends on what it does to the market itself. It's doubtful it'll say anything about crypto. Most likely it's going to say about potential inflation is what it's going to be regarding. It's going to be about inflation because it's about rate hike decisions, which are about inflation. If inflation's really bad, the Fed is more aggressive in their rate hikes and they raise rates more. If inflation is not that bad, they are less aggressive in their rate hikes and they raise rates less. With that, the reason they raise rates is it raises the federal funds rate. It makes it more expensive for banks to operate, and in turn, the banks raise interest rates to compensate for that. And that's why there's a positive correlation between rate hikes and interest rates. In that regard, the more the bank raises rates, the higher interest rates will be, and then spending will stop, will slow down because of that. At least that's the theory of it. When that happens, when spending slows down, businesses in turn lower their pricing. And so that's basically what's going on during these rate hike decisions. And the Fed, chooses what they're going to do every 6 weeks. And this is detailing what they chose to do during the last cycle, the last meeting, which was June 13th and 14th. It's recapping why they did that. It's a 12-page document. Yeah, and I don't know whether we should buy or sell. I really don't know. I'm not expecting any drastic move today. Yeah, I mean, again, I've said this many times today. A lot of the times these are flat. A lot of times these don't move at all. Sometimes they're very volatile, though. So it really just depends on which report we're getting. It depends on what the report says, whether the report is going to be what they call dovish or whether the report's going to be hawkish. That's what's going to influence all this stuff. I'm also going to throw it in sub-only mode, team. So if you have not already, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it. We are going to throw it in sub-only mode. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't yet. We certainly appreciate it. Hawkish. Yeah, I mean, the last Fed meeting, I think the Fed was a little bit more hawkish, even though we paused. And I think that makes perfect sense because, like, if you think about it, they're trying not to cause brash reactions. So if the Fed pauses, which is typically like a bullish sign, or a bullish for short-term market activity, at least, then they're going to take the other side of that to keep balance. And so they're instead going to, potentially be hawkish in the report after they paused during the last one. And they when Jerome Powell was interviewed, in my opinion, his tone was hawkish as well. They were very adamant about how they still going to probably raise rates 2 more times this year. And I think there's 4 left. So that means they're going to raise rates in 50% of the next FOMC meetings and rate hike decisions. And I think that's a hawkish thing, especially with everything going on. And I think the market's up a lot. And so, the market also has a chance to correct some. I think it's possible. I'm not saying that's going to happen. Again, I really don't know. I think it's possible. Could this meeting change market directions? Yeah, it could. I'm not saying it will, but it could. Everybody announce yourself, show us your stuff. We got about a minute and a half left. And I'm on the website now. I'll tell you guys what happens. Or we'll detail it when it goes live. Still got about a minute and a half left here. Make sure you hit the live button next to the play button. Make sure you're fully caught up on stream here. Everybody. So again, make sure you hit this button next to the play button. Make sure you're caught up. So you want to make sure you hit this play button right here. Make sure it's red. If it's red, you're live. Are you trading anything right now? We're trading futures. Here's the NASDAQ too. I can put the NASDAQ up on half the screen as well, but report's about to go live now. Here's the NASDAQ on the left. All right, guys, we got about 20 seconds. 20 seconds. No, there's no interview. Hit the like button, guys. All right, here's the report. It should be going live right about now. Again, we got a couple minutes left, but it should be going live right about now. And I am on the site waiting for them to go live. All right, there's the 2 p.m. on the dot level. Let's see where the report says. All right, report's still not out. Refreshing. Report's still not out. Report's still not out. You can see it on the right. Report's still not out. We're waiting for it. Still waiting. Still not dropping. Again, it'll be up on the right when they're live. They haven't put it out yet. What are the difference between futures and stocks? Futures are... It's a long story about what futures are. Futures originally were commodities, but it's branched off to do futures contracts of the S&P, NASDAQ, all that stuff. All right, here it is. Developments in the financial market. All right, so I'll read some of this. Policy-sensitive rates increased over the intermeeting period, reflecting indications of continued resilience in the economy. Persistently elevated core inflation. I'm reading this right now. You can see the NASDAQ up. I'll read it to you. Or I'll put it up on the right side of it, like this. The shift in policy expectation contributed significantly to higher treasury yields. The increase in nominal yields primarily reflected higher... hold on. Let me get this out the way. reflected higher real rates rather than inflation compensation. Broad equity prices rose, although the outperformance was concentrated on a handful of companies with a large market capitalization. Cyclical sectors fared better than the sectors that tend to appreciate in a downturn, suggesting some reduced investor concern about the downside risk to growth. Investor sentiment about the banking sector improved as perceived tail risks regarding regional banks appeared to have receded. Equity prices for regional banks rose over the intermeeting period, but were still well below early March levels. Financial conditions indexes were roughly unchanged as higher rates and a stronger dollar were offset by higher equity prices and narrower credit spreads. The vast majority of respondents to the open market desk surveys of primary dealers and market participants expected no rate change at the meeting, while the median path for the surveyed pointed to no rate changes through early 24. There was a significant dispersion across respondents, and respondents saw a clear probability of additional tightening at the coming meetings, and you can see the market kind of dropping. Respondents' average probability distribution for the level of the peak policy rate shifted higher since the May meeting, and respondents on average assigned about 60% probability to the peak being above the current target range. The market implied path for the policy rate continued to show some decline this year, but less so than it had in recent months. I'm going to get ChatGPT to interpret this. The manager then turned to money market developments and policy implementation. There's a big report. So far, we're getting red reaction from this, though. So far, you can see the NASDAQ is down. Look up at the S&P. S&P is starting to turn on the 1-minute chart, but it's been mostly pushing up, though, since the report went live here. So we're about flat in the S&P right now from this report. So the staff reviewed the economic situation. Real gross domestic product was expanding at a modest pace in the second quarter. So GDP was expanding modestly in the second quarter. They said labor market conditions remained tight in recent months as job gain were robust and the unemployment was low. CPI measured by 12 months change in index for PCE continued to be elevated in April. There's a lot to go over. I'm going to give you guys the cliff notes here. There's a good amount of cliff notes. So Fed minutes Fed staff saw mild recession as likely start later this year, same as in May minutes. So I'm going to put this up on screen so you guys can see it. I'm going to give you guys some breakdowns here. So again, mild recession likely to start later this year, same as in the May minutes. I'm going to put some more up here. Fed minutes shows those favoring an increase noted very tight labor market, stronger than anticipated economic momentum, little evidence of inflation being on a path to return to 2% target over time. And so again, I thought they might be hawkish here, like I said, and they are. They're being very hawkish. And again, the market is still pretty flat from this report. It shows some participants indicated they favored or could have supported raising the target rate to 25% or 25 basis points. Almost all participants judged it appropriate or acceptable to leave the target rate unchanged. So most people wanted to pause. I think that's a good thing. But yeah, mostly this, I would say this is hawkish. I would say this report's hawkish. And again, I'll put the link up if you guys want to catch this report. It's 12 pages. I'm not going to be able to sit here. I mean, I'm one of the best readers of all time, but I'm not going to sit here and read you guys this. Here's the link right there. You want to see it, it's in the description. And again, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I certainly appreciate the support. But again, chat, what do you guys think? Is this bearish or bullish? I'm going to go ahead and end this poll. Most people think we're going to raise rates the next cycle. We're going to ask, we're going to do a poll. Was this report bullish or bearish? Yeah. Market's mostly reacting negatively to this. I might trade some of this as well. Here's the poll. Vote on the poll right now. It's live right there. Check it out. I appreciate it. Yeah, again, I think it's pretty bearish so far from what I've seen and read. I think it's definitely more bearish. So the Fed minutes also showed that all participants agreed maintaining a restrictive stance would be appropriate. We're kind of giving you some cliff notes here. So again, I see this mostly as bearish as well. I think this is probably going to be considered bearish, and I think the market's slightly reacting to it. Again, we don't really know what we're going to get here, so just be careful. It did switch the short-term trend, but market's still pretty flat today from this report. If a recession is defined as 2 consecutive, then how can we see a recession this year if there are only 2 quarters yet to report GDP. Well, maybe we see negative GDPs during the next quarter. I'm not sure. Bitcoin is holding. I was thinking it would crash. Yeah, here's gold right here. Gold's still at 1926. Hasn't moved much. S&P's pretty flat from this too. SPY still pretty flat from this report. Again, pretty neutral relative to yesterday. Tesla dipping down a little bit from the report, so that's kind of the market reaction so far. Let's look at the poll numbers here. When do you think we'll start the crash? Bearish for gold. Yeah, I mean, we had 2 losing GDP quarters, but it didn't last long, and the next ones were mostly positive. Now, we have seen a decline over the last couple week cycle, but doesn't mean much yet. We'll see. False break to the upside, followed by a false break to the downside. They're playing with emotions out there. Yeah, I mean, again, we don't know. Market's pretty flat. It's a holiday weekend. It's a holiday week. So, like, the market was closed yesterday. Monday we had a half day, and so it's going to be lower volatility than normal anyway. It's just kind of how it goes during the holiday. And again, the SPY is at 443.20s. We'll see. Gold bearish. Gold's not really moving, man. I mean, it's still at 1927. So, could you explain what effects it has on oil? Yeah. It depends on what the report says. Do not get bearish. I'm not really super bearish. I'm just saying that I think we could see a pullback. Again, typically stocks go like this, guys. If you want to see, typically stocks move like this. Now, lately, we have done this. You know what I mean? So what does that mean? That means we'll probably do this. Maybe we'll do this. But, like, you don't know. We never know. Let me know what you guys think. Also, guys, check out Top Step. Top Step's got their biggest sale. They're a sponsor of mine. I'm certainly biased in their favor. I'm always honest about that, though. But Top Step's the easiest way to day trade without taking risk. Most people are going to fail these challenges. Again, I'm transparent about that. But that's kind of the point. What they do is they give you a demo. If you can hit the target while following their rules, then they fund you between 50K up to 150K. The base one is a 50K demo. They give you a 50K demo. If you can hit 3K in profit on that demo without losing over 2,000, I think is what it is, then they fund you 50K with a 90% split. If you don't get funded, you probably would lose more putting up the money yourself. And there's no PDT rule in futures. So you could day trade short. You can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, some currencies, commodities. And so it's really very similar to day trading the SPY or day trading, another broad market ETF. Day trading Apple is very similar to that. But there's no PDT restrictions, and these funded account programs are there, which are incredibly useful, and they just save new traders money. And if you're good enough to pass it, you get 90% of your profit split, and you get to keep your first 10K. And so if you want to check it out, here is the link. Great way to help support the channel. Hey, mate, is trading futures basically trading options, but 24/5? No. Options is a contract to buy or sell a stock based on certain conditions is what an option is. You got the option to buy or sell that stock. Futures were originally created a long time ago for farmers. And when farmers came to yield their crops, the prices of their crops had fluctuated so much to where it was hard to do business. And so what they started doing is they started selling contracts based on the future price of commodities, of wheat, corn, or whatever, and they sold it to speculative investors, and they called them futures because you were betting on the future price of a commodity. At the modern age, futures evolved to have a lot of different things. You can day trade the S&P 500 in futures. You can day trade the NASDAQ. You can day trade all these different things, but there's no PDT restriction. That's the usefulness of it. Again, we're watching the market. Tesla pulled back a little bit. The SPY is down to, it's at 443.20s. We already got a pullback. Yeah, I mean, I understand. But the SPY's at 443. I mean, if you look at the last yearly chart, this is the SPY over the last year. It's the middle chart right here. That's a big move, man. Also, guys, again, check out Moomoo. Moomoo is the broker I'm using right here. There's 0 commission stock and option trades, and you can open them up. You can trade the full extent of pre-market. You can trade all the way there. TOS, I was restricted until 7 a.m. There's 0 stock and option commissions, and they also give you like a lot of different stuff. They give you like free unusual options activity, which is usually a monthly subscription. I like the charting. There's great news sources, and again, I showed people this earlier, but like, look how cool this is. And look, I can look at the Dow. If I make this bigger here, I can do like all this stuff. Like, look. Oh, wait, let me Get rid of that. Hey, look how cool this is. I can build a watch list. I can look up the PE ratio. I can see all the recent news. I can see all this stuff. Like, this is a good platform. I've been using it a ton. And if you open up an account and deposit $100, you get you get 5 free stocks. If you open up an account and deposit $1,000 at least, you get 15 free stocks. If you deposit over 5,000 or more, you get those previous 15 plus a free share of either Google or Tesla. And I got Tesla, and it's appreciated since then. And so I'm pumped about it. Forgive me for selling out and doing advertisements. We don't sell a course or service or anything like that. So we're going to plug stuff. Hope you guys understand. This is the second plug we've done for off stream, which has been over an hour now. So don't complain too much. There's the link right there if you want to check them out. SPY is closer to all-time highs than it is to 400 right now. Even that's the crazy thing. It's very close to all-time highs, closer than it is to 400. And 400 seems like yesterday. You know, I watch the market every day. 400 on the SPY seems like yesterday. It really does. Oh, and Top Step has the biggest sale ever right now. You can get the base package on Top Step for $49. $49 right now, which is crazy cheap. I ended up buying like 5 of them because I'm just going to try to get funded over the next week. And we'll see if that happens. But yeah, $49. I get like 5 of those things. And just one of them I'll get funded in. More than likely, we're headed for all-time highs before the end of quarter 3. Will we hit that? Let me look at our poll numbers here. We did our poll. 51% think bearish. We're very split down the middle. 49% bullish, 51% bearish, which is pretty split. Let me look at our we got about 100 votes on Twitter. 52% think we're bullish on this report. 52.5% think we're bullish. 47.5% think we're bearish. So we're very split down the middle in every poll I've done today regarding the FOMC Minutes report. And I think we're pretty flat in our reaction to. So it's interesting to see that correlation in market activity versus sentiment and polling. And I know the sample size is, of course, very small. You know, maximum here we had like 2,000 or 3,000, but still that's decent enough to where it's interesting to see it reflect on the stock price too. Hawkish Fed and inverted yield curve and RSI overbought many times frames, but nothing to see here. Buy it all up. I'm not saying buy it all up. Again, I think we could have pulled back a little bit, to be honest, but I don't know. You know, again, people called me a perma bull 3 months ago. But I'm not really stuck to one side. I just see how much we've pushed up lately, and I think it's possible that the market corrects a little bit to the downside because we've pushed up so much, and I think people are going to take profit because that's human nature. And I think when sells start, people get nervous, and so they sell, and the cycle continues. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to pull back or not. Again, I don't know. I hope we don't. I think earnings season will be interesting. Tesla earnings start June 19th, which is in a couple weeks. And so that'll be interesting. CPI is in exactly a week from now. And so that'll be interesting. And yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Rip to the buyers. Going to finish the week strong? Maybe. It could be also just low volatility. We do have some economic data. Again, we got unemployment and non-farm payrolls on Friday. Thursday we have non-farm employment change data and jobless claims tomorrow. And so you can see the SPY pulling back a little bit now. We're at 443. So that's pulling back. Gold's pretty flat. Hadn't done much. Tesla pulling back. It's at 279, 440. They lower the ball. They lower the bar all the time apparently. So then they say it's a beat. Well, yeah, it's projections. You know, it's the banks. The banks are the ones that are adjusting their targets. You know, these are mostly investment banks giving out these price targets. So their job is to try to be accurate with it. You know. But regardless of what the expectations are, the market tends to react in what they consider good and bad, regardless of the expectational numbers, you know. So all right, look at the market turn here. Market down at 442.60. Let's look up some more minutes here. Again, Watching the market pull back here. SPY's down to 442.65s. Bear sentiment for me. Again, let me know what you guys think. I'm pretty neutral, to be honest. I'm bullish longer term. I think short term we could pull back. I hope we don't. I mean, I'm in stuff, but we'll see. Yeah, the Fed minutes report's already out. We gave the cliff notes. I'll give you guys some more if you guys want, but market's pulling in a little bit. The market's it's down a little bit, but it's not down much. Again, here's the previous close level right there, if you can see it, and then that's in the middle. Again, it's very likely that we raise rates again in the next cycle, I think, but who knows for sure. I certainly don't. $89 finally dropped a buck on Tesla. Can we have a real pullback, please? Money burning hole. You shorting Tesla? So here's the SPY. We might trade a little bit too. We'll see. You see we're up about 275 on the combine here. We'll see if we can get some more stuff. I might short a little bounce. All right, so we shorted a little bit on the pop. We might add another contract to it and just be break even on the day if we lose. There's 2 contracts. Pretty much flat here. Sideways, up a little bit now. When Tesla gets to a new all-time high soon, it'll be funny to see how the shorts get burned. Yeah, I hope it does, man. It's not like I'm against it. I don't know, Praise. I'm not sure, man. Again, Top Step's got a pretty good deal right now. It's $49. And again, what they do is they give you a demo, they test your skill. I'm going to go ahead and take half of that off. They give you a demo and they test your skill. If you can hit the target while following their rules, they fund you the same amount as the demo, between 50 to 150K with a 90% split. And you get to keep your first $10,000 in withdrawals. And they pay out millions, fund thousands a year. I'm going to go ahead and cut this if I can and just get out. So we made another $100. We're up almost 400 there. And again, you see me, I'm shorting the S&P 500 is what this is. So markets, I could maybe have held on to this one a little bit longer, but I think the trend was obvious. I think the report was bearish. What about the NASDAQ 100? Yeah, I've been trading that one today too. It's doing basically the same thing as the this is the NASDAQ 100 right here. It's doing basically the same thing as the S&P. Yeah, appreciate the subs. Still dipping down some. What's the trading platform? It's called Top Step. It's a funded account program for futures. Again, they did give you a demo. They test your skill. You can trade the S&P 500 and what's called the E-mini, the NASDAQ, and what's called the NQ, NASDAQ mini. You trade oil, gold, silver. Day trade with no PDT rule. And again, if you pass their test, they fund you the same amount. Meta going to hit 300. Yeah, Meta's been flying up. Gold, what's gold doing? I think you can do gold too on here. Watch, look, here's gold. This is the current gold contract. I don't want to look it up. I wanted to add it. Let's see. Should be GC3, I think is. I know I put GC. Yeah, here's gold right here. Gold is just not volatile enough. There's just not really much going on. Too hard to watch. About watching the S&P 500. It just gives a more easier reflection of what the market's doing. Wondering if the 15,340 is going to support in the NQ. That up. Here's the NASDAQ. How do I do this on there? That's the only thing I don't know about freaking. Yeah, this is the only thing I don't know how to do on Trade-A-Bait. I'm still learning Trade-A-Bait. How do I get it? Change it to a 5 minute and then back to a 1 minute. There we go. There's 5 minutes. Much better. Okay. Yeah, here's a 5 minute chart of the NASDAQ. Yeah, here's the NASDAQ breaking down too. I should have held that short, but it's all good. We'll find another trade to get into. Yeah, so you can see that my trading view alerts just fire. This is a company called Chart Prime. Apple and the SPY. Let's look at it. Let's see what chart showed up. Here's the NASDAQ futures. Here's the SPY. NASDAQ's breaking down. Apple must be like a 15-minute chart. Yeah, look at Chart Prime. The candlestick patterns are actually surprisingly accurate. If you look at Chart Prime, it's got the breakdown there. Got all these bullish and look at how good these engulfing candles are, man. Engulfing candles are some of the best signals you can get, I think, in my opinion, in both long and short-term trading. Look, engulfing candle, rip, bullish engulfing, bounce, reversal down, drop, reversal up, bounce, engulfing candle, drop, engulfing candle, drop. Some of these were okay. I can't tell how much they broke down. This one missed. This one hit. But when you get multiple showing up together at once, and you don't really get this that often, like it might happen a couple times a day, but when you get multiple showing up at once, a lot of the time you get a nice bounce. And again, this is a company called Chart Prime. It's an indicator service. It's cash for 40 a symbol. Oh. That's actually breaking down. You can also use it in crypto too. If you want to check out Chart Prime, here's the link. It'll help support the channel. The FOMC meeting was pretty bearish, I would say. NASDAQ and S&P 500 is mostly broken down from it too. You see the NASDAQ here. Yeah, you can see the NASDAQ here. Fix that so you guys can actually see it. There's a 5 minute chart. Here's the E-mini on a 1 minute chart, so you can see the S&P just breaking down. Yeah, Chart Prime is great, man. The reversal signals, again, I love it, whatever. And you can check out the link in the description. You get 40% off. It's like $34. And again, they're sponsors of mine. You can find the link in the description. I'm biased in their favor, but Chart Prime's cool too. It's like $35, $34. All right, so we got a little bounce. Should I short more into it? I think I might try. I don't know. I'll wait. Nice. We got a little pop. See how much it goes. We can put the Bitcoin chart up too if you guys want. We'll probably put it on the side right here. Short alling. Yeah. Sorry about what are you going to short? I was shorting the E-mini, or looking to short the E-mini. Yeah, a lot of the time, like I look for this pattern right here, whatever you want to call it. You know, stair step, whatever. A lot of times, simplicity works best in trading. And so I was thinking about shorting it there, but who knows? Again, I'm just going to wait. I'm already up a decent amount, so we're. Stop shorting. Are you one of those traders that like thinks shorting the S&P 500 is actually going to do anything? Like, you don't actually think that my little bitty short has any influence over the S&P 500 security, do you? You don't think me, like I got 1,000 people here, bro. Like the max we had was like 2,600 people. There's no chance anything I'm doing over here is influencing the market. Listen, 1,000 people is great. If I was in front of 1,000 people in real life, I would not be able to speak. But in terms of like influence over an actual index fund, actual ETF like the SPY or the S&P 500, it's nothing. It doesn't affect it whatsoever. Me telling people I'm shorting doesn't affect it whatsoever. Yeah, I'm the greatest whale ever. Definitely top 3 whales ever, Yeah, Bitcoin might go up. I'm not sure. We'll see. Yeah, I'd take both sides. I never like long term. I never short. Short term day trading, you have to short. You're not going to be able to make money on one side only in day trading. You got to take both sides. You got to see whichever pattern the market gives you and take it. You can't be, But long term, I don't short anything if it makes you feel better. Like I don't short Apple. I buy the biggest market edge ever is blue chips go up long term. S&P 500 goes up long term. Biggest edge ever. I'm not going to go against that edge. But short term, you better believe I'm short and stuff. Anybody should be. The news of the FOMC Minutes meeting is out. Yeah, exactly. Johnny, be good. Yeah, I mean, FOMC's out. It's just not really a big influence. I think it was a little bit bearish, but I don't think it matters too much. You can see it here, the 1 minute chart. Bouncing up a little bit, but it's just not much. The FOMC minutes report, I'll put it up in chat so you can read it. Here, it's right here. If you want to read the FOMC minutes report, it's right here. Go ahead. No, I'm not singing a happy birthday song to you, man. I'm sorry. I might go long actually now. Yeah, I'm gonna go long. Take 3 contracts. Luckily, I got a decent little cushion, so like I can get out flat. You gotta build up cushion and take risks in these accounts and gold a little bit more. Gold, I don't think it's done too much, to be honest. Let me take a look. Gold is on the right. It's down to 1923, but it's not really down much. Yeah, I mostly take cushion trades. At least that's my goal, is to build up a cushion, and then once I have a cushion, I can take larger risk. If I don't have the cushion, I don't do it. That's what I do in my stock account as well, to be honest. I think it's a good strategy overall. I think it's limited risk. You can swing big when I'm up 375 on the day, I can take a large risk, and if not, I'll be good regardless. What do you think about gold? I think gold is one of the best long-term investments you can make. I think if you look at gold is about 4.5x of the last 20 plus years. It's doing better than the S&P is in that regard for gold. So gold long-term as an asset is obviously good. It's obviously appreciated a ton, being almost at $2,000 right now. So I think gold's a good long-term asset. Again, I'm not 100% sure, though. Nobody ever knows. Definitely not an investment professional. Definitely not liable if you lose. Thoughts on Foot Locker? I think Foot Locker is risky. I think 20 years ago Foot Locker was the king, but I think Foot Locker is going to be competing with Champs and a bunch of online retailers now, in which Nike itself is in that market too. I think it's going to be a very difficult thing. I think that's going to be a very difficult thing to compete with them for them. But who knows, I'm not really a big shorter anyway of stuff. Like I short term, never long term. I'm shorting the market. I'm not. I'm going long right now. But I'm basically flat. It's not doing much. If you were short Bitcoin, where would you be shorting point now? Market will go down more, maybe. If you were to short Bitcoin, where would be your shorting point for now? How long is the short supposed to be? How long do I have to hold it? I don't like shorting Bitcoin long term. I can take a short-term trade. All right, I'm still flat on this trade. I'm still just kind of hanging out. I'd probably like shorting it once it hit like 40K for a little bit, and then maybe get out. I definitely don't want to hold that position long term. But I think if it starts to squeeze up towards highs, it's going to really run, and that's risky. All right, well, I took my little swing here. I'm going to give this 1 second. If it moves up too much more, I'm going to get out with a $200 gain on the day. All right, it pulled back a little bit, so now I'm sitting in it. Okay, well, it's starting to go up. Now we're flat. That was quick. Good thing I let it test. Yeah, no worries. All right, we're slightly green. All right, took half off. Nice. Took another half off. I'm up about 500 on the day or so. That's good. That was hitting a 5-minute engulfing candle. Yeah. Now I'll just hold the rest to be really long term with the rest since I'm already green. I can just get out, break even on the rest, and let this ride in case it moves up much more. Oh, there we go. Up 5 exactly on the day. All right, so we're up about 525. There goes me being loose. It's all right though. We made our money there. Well, I was patient with that one. I let it work. I was close to cutting it. It was almost to my risk level, my stop loss level, but it ended up going up. All right, so not a bad day for 525. I don't know if we had any losing trades today. We're up about 475 net. Yeah, I didn't have any losing trades today. That's actually, I'm proud of that. No losses today. We took 11 trades, 11-day trades today. Check this out. 11 trades, 22 contracts, a two contract average, $50 in commissions, total P&L 474, losing trades 0, 11 winning trades, small little scalps mostly. You can see my graph here. The most we were like, I think we scaled out, but you can see our graph there. That's pretty good. I'll take it. Could be worse. I can't put 2 winners back to back. Yeah, I mean, most of my trades are based off of extension. So, like, a lot of the time, I will use momentum and extension. So I'll look for it to drop, and then it bounces back a little bit, and then I enter the short, and then it drops, and then I cover. And then if it's extended enough at the bottom, like if it drops down enough, then I'll pivot to the bull side sometimes, and I'll take the other side of it. But to be honest, one of the reasons I'm doing this was Chart Prime. To be honest, like, look, let me show you this. So Chart Prime is a trading view indicator service. One of the reasons I bought it is because, remember, guys, I told you when you get an engulfing candle and a reversal signal on Chart Prime, it can be powerful. Like, that's what I took. If you see what I took that trade, it was based around that last trade. It was based around this, and we got the reversal signal from Chart Prime and the bullish engulfing candle for Chart Prime, and we got a nice little move up. And so I got to give them the credit, to be honest. They're pretty solid. Again, if you want to check them out, link is in the description. It's like 30-something a month, or 30-something for the first month if you use my link, and it's like $60 after that. So pretty reasonable. You can try it out for a month. It's like $35. If you don't like it, you don't have to use it. They're a sponsor of mine, though, but pretty, again, you can kind of see it in action in that regard. So yeah, check them out. Yeah, for sure. I almost cut that last one too. And I was, again, if I build up a cushion, one thing I always try is, like, I don't want a big green day to turn into a big red day, right? So it's like when I take those risk trades after I build up a cushion, I'll take 2 or 3 contracts, but I'm very strict in, like, okay, when it turns against me, I have to cut it so that I'm at least either a little green or just a little bit red. I don't mind being flat or break even or a little green or a little red. I don't want to be a lot red after being up a lot, and I think if you keep it like that, where you trade really small, building up that cushion until you have that cushion, I think it's a really smart way to trade. That's what I do in my main account. Up gold, yeah, gold is right here on the right. Gold's still pretty sideways, man. It's not really doing much here. Oh wait, that's gold is right here. I'm sorry, I had a daily chart on gold up, not a minute. Like, gold's dropped some from the meeting. It's definitely more bearish than the S&P is. S&P is kind of bullish now. Flat from the report. It dropped a lot, then it rebounded a lot. Gold's been pretty red. Tesla is up a little bit. Is the Fed meeting minutes affecting the market? It moved the market a little bit. Like you can see here, like here's basically the price action of the FOMC minutes report right here. Not really that much. You know, it's moved down a little bit from the report and then it rebounded back up. Now it's up. Winklevoss twins say they're about to mine asteroids any day now and make gold worthless and artificially scarce commodities. Fix this. Dude, I don't. That sounds like a sci-fi movie. Mining asteroids. So the Winklevoss twins are basically saying they're going to mine an asteroid. If you don't know who the Winklevoss twins are, the Winklevoss twins are the guys that competed with Mark Zuckerberg. And if you ever seen the movie The Social Network, if you've ever seen the movie The Social Network, you see the Winklevoss twins as characters in that movie. Basically, they sued Mark Zuckerberg and won like 80 million or something because they said Zuckerberg stole the idea from them for Facebook. If Bitcoin goes down, it'll stop at 29.5. Yeah, then they're behind Gemini. Yeah, they ended up winning the lawsuit for like what, 80 million or something crazy like that. Like a big thing. All right, guys, I'm probably going to close it down here, team. And so, yeah, again, I made some money on Top Step. Again, Top Step's this funded account program in which they give you a demo. You got to hit the target while following their rules. If you do, they fund you the same amount as the demo. It's a great way to test your skill. Again, when I first started trading, I lost tons of money. I really did. I lost like 4K in the first like couple weeks of trading. Almost wanted to cry. I wish I would have had something like this when I first started, because you can learn under something like this, still feel the same pressure that you do trading stocks, but your risk is limited, you know, and I think that's a great thing. And I think in futures, there's no PDT rule. I think people are going to like futures more than stocks a lot of the time. Like I gravitate to futures more because there's less red tape. You can day trade the S&P, day trade the NASDAQ, all that stuff. Check out all the sponsors in the description if you haven't already. I definitely appreciate the support. Yeah, Social Network, great movie. I'll see you guys later. Good luck. Y'all be safe. Y'all be good. I'll see you guys later. Y'all have a good day. So gold needs to sell or buy.